first, whiskey. So this is a, I don't know how to fucking say it, like Tullamore. You probably got to say it with like an Irish accent. This is a cider cask finish. It's really good. I'm digging it. I've been getting really into Irish whiskey lately, over my usual bourbon. So if you guys have any good recommendations, I'm definitely open to it. Now, with that said, playoffs. I'm not going to make the playoffs, but some of you guys might. Let's find out. Here's the playoff hunt. Remember, top 6 teams make the playoffs, and the top 2 teams, they get byes the first week, which would be week 14. The Fat Shack has already clinched the playoff berth. They've got a lot of points scored. They deserve this very much. They got a solid team. There's a lot of contention for that second spot. Brady's Duck Handler and Where's the Beef Brady, neck and neck. Only a little bit of points separating them in the same record. And you can't rule out Andrew Yackel, Korean Hieroglyphics. Either one of these teams could get there. Now, the real contention here is the coveted 6th spot. Top Gun Ballers, although they're 6-5, they don't have a lot of points scored. Tug and Rub has the most points scored, which, by the way, at the end of week 13, most points scored regular season gets $200. So even if you don't make the playoffs, Greg, you still got a chance at that. Raging Ray Rice, Silence of the Rams, they're not out of it yet, but they need a lot to happen in order to get in at this point. I'd say, if I was to pick it right now, I would say Fat Shack, Duck Handler, Where's the Beef Brady, Andrew Yackel, Korean Hieroglyphics, and Tug and Rub would be my picks to make the playoffs. But let's take a look at these teams a little bit more. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this, but this is kind of the most concise way I could show all your players. I think the best team right now is Fat Shack. Even though Jameis Winston's their quarterback, they got Christian McCaffrey, who's been a machine, Josh Jacobs, who's proven himself very good, Kenny Galladay, Calvin Ridley, Mark Andrews been great this year, and then Robbie Anderson. He's got a couple other dudes on bench who could swap in for that. The green on here is if you have a top 10 player at that particular position. So, most of the quarterbacks are going to fall in there. The next best team, I still think it's Tug and Rub. He's got a pretty stacked set of wide receivers, Evans, Kupp, and Lockett. And Austin Eckler still seems to be getting carries, and Aaron Jones has proven himself a pretty good commodity this year. I'd say the next best team after that, I'd go with the Duck Handlers. They got Carson Wentz. Ingram and Gurley aren't top 10, but they're very consistent. He's got a solid floor going. Hopkins, John Brown, another one who puts up points. Darren Waller, and he's got McLaurin, who hasn't done much lately. Next after him, I would probably go with Andrew Yackel. I like Lamar Jackson a lot this year. Obviously, Saquon Barkley's awesome. Melvin Gordon should be seeing more carries. It seemed like his role's expanding. Keenan Allen, Adam Thielen, these are guys who are good bounce-back candidates and could potentially end up in a top 10 wide receiver position. And then Ebron and Golden Tate, kind of meh, but they'll put up the points. After him, let's see, who would I go with? This is a tough one. Maybe Where's the Beef Brady, but I'm not super impressed. Matt Ryan's decent as always. Chubb has been very good this year. Marlon Mack puts up points. Edelman, Sutton, Kittle. I'd probably go with him. I think that's a solid pick. And then I guess I'd go with the Korean Hieroglyphics. Mahomes is back. Dalvin Cook is awesome. He's probably like top 5 running back this year. Le'Veon Bell really hasn't done much. Neither has T.Y. Hilton. Metcalf, kind of meh. The team kind of drops off at that point. So my prediction, I think Fat Shack's going to win it all. And I think Tug and Rub, even though they're not in the top 6 right now, I think they're still going to make the playoffs and have a good run. So those are my bold predictions. And one last thing before we finish. Congratulations to Yackel on your engagement. Cheers to you, brother. And I'll see many of you at Thanksgiving.